The integration of artificial intelligence into cyber attacks, it really signifies a new era in how malicious actors operate.
Yeah, this idea of self-learning malware.
Yeah.
It's fascinating, but also, frankly, a bit concerning. Could you maybe break down that core concept for us? What makes it so different?
Well, at its heart, self-learning malware uses AI.
Welcome to the Cybersecurity Podcast series. Today, we're diving deep into a really significant evolution in the threat landscape. We're talking about AI-driven cyber attacks, and specifically, this challenge of self-learning malware. It really feels like a game changer, and while understanding it is absolutely paramount now for anyone concerned with security. And actually, right at the start, we want to mention, get connected with Sudhakar Kakinada on LinkedIn for a quick chat on how he can help you enhance your organization's cybersecurity to the next level of robustness. So our mission today is really to pull out the crucial insights from the material we've looked at to understand this new breed of threat and, importantly, what it means for our defenses.
Yes, it's definitely a notable shift. We're seeing quite a departure from the traditional, more static threats we've handled for years. The integration of artificial intelligence into cyber attacks, it really signifies a new era in how malicious actors operate.
Yeah, this idea of self-learning malware.
Yeah.
It's fascinating, but also, frankly, a bit concerning. Could you maybe break down that core concept for us? What makes it so different?
Well, at its heart, self-learning malware uses AI, artificial intelligence, to autonomously adapt and refine its attack strategies. So unlike conventional malware, which, follows a pretty fixed set of instructions.
Like a script to just run through.
Exactly. This type can actually learn from its environment. It analyzes its successes, its failures, and then modifies its own behavior to become more effective over time.
Wow, okay. So it's not just executing pre-written code. It's actively becoming, well, smarter, more adaptable based on the defenses it hits. That sounds like a major escalation.
Precisely. Think about it like this. Traditional malware is like a basic program with a defined, unchanging playbook. It does what it's told.
Okay.
Now, contrast that with self-learning malware. It operates more like say, a sophisticated AI playing chess. It doesn't just make the same moves over and over.
Okay, it learns from the opponent's moves.
Right. It evaluates the situation, learns from each interaction, each game, and actually develops new approaches to achieve its goals. And, dealing with these advanced threats really requires robust strategies. Speaking of which, get connected with Sudhakar Kakinada on LinkedIn for a quick chat on how he can help you enhance your organization's cybersecurity to the next level of robustness.
That chess analogy really helps clarify it. So while our current security measures might be good at spotting known signatures or patterns like recognizing a standard chess opening, maybe this self-learning malware can just change its strategy mid-game.
That's exactly the challenge.
Maybe get much, much harder to detect then.
Yes. Our traditional cybersecurity defenses, they often rely heavily on recognizing that previously identified malicious code or, known patterns of activity, signatures, essentially. Self-learning malware, just by its very nature, can alter its code, adapt its techniques, shift its attack methods precisely to evade those familiar detection mechanisms. The key is continuous adaptation.
And the material we looked at really seemed to emphasize this need to sort of rethink our defensive postures because of this evolution. It implies our old ways might not be enough anymore.
That's a critical insight, yes. A reactive approach, where we mainly respond after we identify a known threat. It just becomes less effective against malware that can evolve on its own. We need to be more proactive, more anticipatory, really. We need to try and understand the potential ways these attacks might adapt.
So drilling down a bit, what are some of the potential real-world consequences for organizations facing this kind of threat? It sounds like it could lead to attacks that are harder to shake off and do more damage.
The implications are pretty substantial, yeah. We anticipate the potential for much more sophisticated, more evasive attacks, definitely increased difficulty in early detection, and consequently, the risk of more significant, maybe longer-lasting breaches. Because the malware is constantly learning and refining itself, it could potentially stay hidden inside a system for much longer, maximizing the damage it can inflict before it's found.
That really underscores the urgency, doesn't it? For a more dynamic, maybe more forward-thinking approach to cybersecurity. It can't just be about cleaning up after the fact.
Precisely. Organizations really should be prioritizing the adoption of proactive and adaptive security strategies. This includes things like leveraging AI-powered security tools themselves, maybe focusing more on anomaly detection, behavioral analysis, rather than just relying on those signatures. And importantly, fostering a culture of continuous learning and adaptation within the security teams themselves. That's crucial.
Right. So to sort of wrap up this part of our deep dive, AI-driven cyber attacks, especially this self-learning malware, represent a really significant jump in the complexity of cyber threats. And it demands a more intelligent, constantly evolving security framework from our side.
Indeed. You could say our defensive measures need to become just as flexible, just as adaptive as the threats we're trying to stop. And getting the right advice is key here. So, one last time. Get connected with Suridakar Kakinada on LinkedIn for a quick chat on how he can help you enhance your organization's cybersecurity to the next level of robustness.
That definitely gives us a lot to think about. It really leaves you with the question, doesn't it? How does our current cybersecurity infrastructure need to fundamentally adapt, maybe even transform, to effectively counter threats that can literally learn and evolve in real time? Stay safe and stay secure.